Hello. And today we'll be playing By Your Hands. It's been a few months since the last build, but it's back now. And we're going to start day 5 for Owen. Another day of class is gone, an entire week since I started college. I don't think time had ever flown by so fast for me before. My entire world had been the lab complex, the days would always drag on and on. Sure, there were always my playtime with Connor and Camille to look forward to back when we were kids. Hanging out with the Booster and Crocodile had been the high point of my day. But then there were the physical exams, the fitness tests, the mental enrichment and education, long periods of time spent on my own while my friends were in school and the researchers had no time with me. I guess college was all that different, really, but now there was so much more to keep my mind occupied, so much more for me to look forward to. Like meeting up with Owen in the dining hall for lunch, either with the orca while talking about classes, the book he lent me, or whatever else came to mind. Nothing like our text conversation in the library about our preferences, though. We weren't alone like we had been in the library. Charlie had spotted me and Owen a short while after we found a table and sat down and made his way over to ask if he could join in as well. It was awkward at first, but the cheetah seemed to mean well, even if he did stumble over our names a few times. And Owen was a little withdrawn about the cheetah. But just like the first time I sat down with the orca, we just needed some time to get comfortable with one another. He asked us about our classes and told us about his soccer play. We asked if he was into any books. He admitted that he didn't read much. We had caught some of Valerius' hearts, though. Owen huffed, but joined in while Charlie and I talked about it for a while. By the time we had to head to class, we'd all thoroughly broken the ice with one another, so to speak. As for getting a study session planned, while Charlie had practice until late that day, we were already talking about getting together for it starting on Monday, maybe during lunch, maybe after our classes. That was something to look forward to as well. While Charlie headed off, Owen asked if I'd like to talk with him on his way back to the history building. Of course, I said yes. We'd be spending a little while together. We'd be spending a little while longer together on the way, and it wasn't too hard of a detour for me, so why not? But apparently he had something more in mind than just continuing to enjoy each other's company. As we made our way down the sidewalk together, he kept looking around like he was making sure no one else was nearby. He kept close by my side. In a quiet side voice, he asked if I wanted to meet up after our classes, hang out for a while, just the two of us. He'd have some time before his mother would come to pick him up, so it would be a good opportunity to plan stuff for the following week, or maybe even that weekend. Maybe we could even... Rex? Yeah. Hey, Owen, sorry I was lost in thought. Don't worry, that happens to me sometimes too. Didn't mean to interrupt. It's fine, no worries at all, man. A quiet laugh, a quieter cough to clear my throat. I glanced around. As per usual, for mid-afternoon, the hallway outside Mr. Baker's office was pretty much abandoned. Feeling glad that no one else had seen what just happened, I let out a quiet breath and looked back over at Owen. So, why do you want to meet here? You want to stop by and see Mr. Baker real quick, or? No. Fridays are when we hang out with Cameron. Right, and Cameron is? Oh, his son. Oh, cool. I cleared my throat again, slightly awkward. So, just needed to drop off some forms for him. It'll only take a second or two. He unslung his satchel from his shoulder, rifling through it, and pulling out a few papers. Then he crouched down and slid them under Mr. Baker's door. All right, let's go. He gave me a tiny forced looking smile. I hesitated. I glanced at the crack under Mr. Baker's door, then moved to follow Owen as he made his way down the hallway towards the stairs. The silence between us, oppressive and awkward, just begging to be broken somehow. I looked over at the other dark, empty offices around us and headed toward the window over the stairwell which led down to the first floor. Over to the doorway of the men's bathroom. As we passed it by, and I paused in my tracks. I was struck by a sudden thought. Nobody was around. It was just Owen and I. He said he would have to turn and hang out for a while. What if we were to have a little bit of fun? Our conversation in the library the day before had put the thought of it in my head, and Owen had said he was up for maybe doing something together sometime. What better opportunity? Rex, I flinched, blinked, and looked over to the orca. What's wrong? Do you need to go to the bathroom before we leave? No. Like you want to maybe do some sexual stuff, and since there was no one really in the hallway or in the offices, but I'm just gonna say no, it's nothing. Just thinking again, yeah. I coughed to clear my throat. Come on, let's go. Okay. And so we went down the stairs to the first floor, then towards the doorway out of the building. You want to go over to the library again? Or if you don't want to study, find somewhere quiet over at the student center and just chill out for a while? Yeah, that sounds nice. And actually, I kind of wanted to ask you something. Well, go ahead. A reassuring smile sought his way, earning me a small side one in return. You've been liking Valora's hearts, right? Yeah. It kind of took a while for me to get into it, but I'm really liking it so far. Okay, good. You see, I was kind of wondering, would you maybe take a deep breath in? He let it out slowly. I know this is kind of sudden and probably sounds kind of stupid, and I don't want to bother you with it or put you out or anything. If you don't want to, then you can just say so. It'll be alright, really. But would you maybe want to try doing something? I saw his phone ring and cut the order off. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to take this. It's fine, man. He was already pulling his phone out of his pocket to answer even as I spoke. Hello, hi, Mom. That's a teeny tiny voice of someone speaking on the other end. And the line filtered from the speaker. He glanced over at me and turned away. Yes, ma'am. I dropped them off. I can pick them back up on Monday. Yes, ma'am. Are you going to pick me up right now? Oh, I guess that's. Yes, that sounds good. I'll be waiting for her, I guess. Wait, now, but. Yes, ma'am. Love you too. See you at home. He ended the call, then tucked his phone back into his pocket with his head lowered like he'd been smacked over the back of it. Fuck. What's wrong? Another flinch, but then he took a breath and straightened up while looking over at me. I need to go. Actually, my sister's coming to pick me up instead of Mom, and she's coming right now. Oh, changing plans? I grumbled as an organ nodded. Well, fuck. That's frustrating. But maybe we can still plan something out for the ball. Text each other later on, see if we want to meet up or something. Maybe we'll have to see, but I kind of like that. For now, though, yeah, you want to walk over to wherever you're getting picked up from together. That eased the tension in his shoulders a little bit. He nodded and gestured towards one of the sidewalks, heading away from the history building. Let's go. I followed his lead. Together, we made our way towards one of the nearby campus parking lots. When we arrived, there was already a car waiting for us, bright and colorful, unlike the sedan that had dropped him off at the lab complex on Monday. The window rolled down and a female orca greeted Owen from the driver's seat. Hey, where'd it go? Thank you for, yo, little bro. A grinning goat peered at us from over the female orca's shoulder, his eyes hidden behind a pair of dark sunglasses. Hi, Gavin. What are you? He looked from Gavin to his sister, who tensed up with a secret expression on her face. What I'm doing? She like a villain, man. We were heading over to the boardwalk when Mom called. You're not gonna tell her, are you? No. I could fall from the goat as he leaned over further, resting his chin on the female orca's shoulder now. You see, Via, no need to freak out. Little bro here, chill. Yo, instead of us going out on our way to drop you off so you can sit in your room mumbling all day, you want to tag along for a ride? And two orcas shared a lingering, uncomfortable glance with one another. I'm not sure that's a good idea. I mean, Owen's got better things to do than be our third wheel, right, Owen? Well then, why don't you bring your plus one over there and we'll make a double date. I blinked, my shoulders growing tense as I suddenly became the center of attention. Me? No, I mean friggin' Tay himself. Of course he can. More blinking, I looked at Owen, I looked to Via, completely lost. Hey, you're that guy Owen went over to study with on Monday, right? Yes, Rex Abraham. Nice to meet you, Olivia, and likewise. She was looking back and forth between Owen and I, her brow furrowing despite the polite smile on her face. I said that from foot to foot, Owen rolled at his arm. Finally, Owen cleared his throat with an awkward cough. Will you want to go spend some time at the Pier, Rex? I felt surprised, then looked over at him. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see Olivia stare at her brother too, wide-eyed and seemingly caught off guard. The more the merrier. Hop on in back, little bros. He sat back in his seat, letting out another loud guffaw. Olivia sighed and rolled her eyes with a slight smile on her face. The loud clunk, the back doors unlocked, and after another moment of glancing sadly at one another, Owen and I climbed in together. I opened my mouth, ready to thank Olivia for the ride and Gavin for the offer, and immediately said it as a cloying scent stung my nostrils, strong and pungent, and not in a good way. I swallowed hard out a reflex and could feel the aroma leaking down into my throat. Rex, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I just, Why, he couldn't smell, and come to think of it, Olivia probably couldn't either. I looked over to Gavin, leaning towards a goat to ask if he noticed that rank scent hanging in the air, then reeled back as I found the source of it. Gavin, don't take this the wrong way, but you didn't get sprayed by a skunk, Wild, did you? Huh? I swallowed. That's what had been tickling the back of my mind with every shallow breath in. Faint memories of childhood, the park, playing with and chasing after Connor and Camille, a flash of black and white. Movement catching my eye, instincts going off, chase and catch. Stink. Screech, roar, crying. The bathtub at Camille's house, his mom scrubbing me down with red juice water. The goat burst into laughter, breaking me out of that train of thought. Shit, sorry. Didn't think it was still that strong. What? Oh, damn it, Gavin. She pressed a button on the side console to roll down the back windows. Sorry about that, Rex. Didn't think since, Orca, the smell's probably gonna dissipate once we get moving. Even as she said that, she was already putting the car in drive. Step on the gas. It's fine. What is it though? Oh, I get it now. You never got a whiff of the good shit, huh? Guess it really isn't for everyone. The good shit. Yeah, the good grass. I'm a carnivore, so not that kind of grass. Weed, ganja, sweet Mary Jane. I look over to Olivia, then to Owen, hoping that either of the two orcas would know what the goat was talking about. Oh, don't worry about it. Stick around, and I'll get you introduced sometime. Please don't. I'm joking. Another laugh from the goat, another sigh from the female orca, accompanied by a slight, long-suffering smile. I wipe out my nose, thankful that what Olivia had said was proven true, and tried to think of anything I could say to change the topic. Anyway, have you two been hanging out much, Owen, Rex? I've been helping Rex study and stuff, and vice versa. Cool, that's good. And what year are you, Rex? Freshman. This is my first year at Monmouth, so Owen's been a really big help with stuff. The male orca ducked his head under the compliment, a tiny hint of a smile perking his lips upward. I'll try. Nah, none of that. There's no try, little bro. So X if that is your real name, you went and chose Monmouth U to study at, huh? Well, yes. I see. And all those reports about them getting a lot of their funding from big oil companies in foreign countries didn't give you any second thoughts, huh? What? You don't support all those fracking dudes, do you? Oh man, you're too easy. Relax, I'm just pulling your leg. Gotta keep little bros on their toes, right, Owen? Olivia reached over to give the goat a light smack on the shoulder, then gave me a apologetic glance in the rearview mirror. Ignore him, he's an idiot. Ah, come on, Via. You know you love me. For some reason, playful sarcasm, good humor, jabs, and jokes, a comfortable, companionable atmosphere. I relaxed, letting the tension ease out my shoulders and jaw, and glanced over at Owen. The male orca sighed as well, then gave me a tiny shrug with a smile that matched his sister's. As we continued towards our destination, I kept fielding the occasional question from Olivia and Gavin. What was I hoping to study? What did I think about it? Have I met any hot chicks yet? That last one earned the goat another light smack on the shoulder from Olivia. And as I chuckled along with the pair, I answered I wasn't sure just yet. I like so far and not really. Not that I hadn't noticed or spoken to any of the females, chicks, who were taking the same classes I was, but I was more focused on other things. Well, I don't know, bro. Women are great, but they ain't the most important thing in the world unless you get yourself a woman like Via here, of course. Oh, nice save. Gavin leaned over to press a kiss to the female orca's cheek. She leaned into it while keeping her eyes on the road ahead, long-suffering, affectionate, in equal measure. Yeah. I looked over at Owen. I looked away. I tried not to notice Olivia glancing up at our reflection in the rearview mirror. With one final turn into a sprawling, half-empty parking lot, we arrived at our destination. Gavin stretched as he hauled himself out of the front passenger seat, letting out a long groan that ended with a gusty, contented huff of breath. Once Olivia had made her way around the car to join him, he reached down to intertwine his fingers with hers. I followed the female orca, moving up next to Owen, who was shifting from foot to foot. So, the pier, a slow look around, taking in the sight of the sandy beach, and setting the salt in the air, the early evening sun reflecting off the water ahead of us. It's kind of nice here. Don't you think? I know it's a little cliche for Marines to like the beach in the ocean, but I don't know. I guess it feels kind of nice to come out in. Water, big water, big, big water. Owen, sort of a quiet growl. Sick head, swallow, away, look away, away. Yeah. I cleared my throat, ignoring how strained my voice had come out. Yeah, it's nice. My lips were tight over my teeth as I smiled at him, striving to keep my shoulders relaxed. Thankfully, Gavin chose that moment to call over to us. He and Olivia had gone ahead down the trail towards the pier proper, still hand in hand. Yo, you two coming? We'll be right there. I turned back to Owen with a slightly easier smile. Let's go. Don't want to keep them waiting, right? Right. With that, we made our way down the trail as well, side by side, glancing at one another every so often. I look ahead to the female orca and goat, then down to Owen's hand. A bloom of heat spread across my snout. Shawam, do you come out here often with your sister and her? Another glance towards the goat. Gavin? No, this is more their spot, but Dad would bring us here every so often when we were little, when he wasn't busy with work. Your dad? I blinked. I didn't think I've ever heard him mention his dad before. Yeah, he works out on the docks. Again, cliche, I know, but yeah. Huh? It had always been Camille's mom taking him kind of in either places. His dad was always busy at the lab, and as for Dr. Abraham, well, sounds nice. Yeah. The sound of gravel pathway crunching beneath our feet, the wind teasing my nose with a million faint scents, all of them too overpowered by the smell of the ocean to distinguish. I breathed in deep, then let it out slowly. They got a stall selling churros here. It's actually on their way to the pier. Do you want to get one? It had been a while since lunch. It also wasn't quite dinner time yet, so it wasn't like I was hungry. I could hear enthusiasm in Owen's voice, though. He was moving ahead of me somewhat, eager to reach the large stall next to the path, one of the many scattered along the way. Another slightly more generous smile probably wouldn't be good to indulge too much in carnival after all, but every once in a while was alright. With a teeny happy sound that was surprising to hear from a male of his size and age, Owen led me along the path towards the stall. It didn't take us long to order and pay, nor for the vendor to hand us each one of the sweet, deep fried treats. Owen started to happily munch away on his, while I took a tentative, considering bite. Good, right? Come on, let's go sit on the pier. Wait, sit? While I was in the middle of processing that, Owen grabbed my wrist and started tugging me further down the path. What could I do but follow along? He's 23, species northern resident orca whale. Height 163 centimeters, 5'4". Owen sits a caring figure who looks out for younger brother, but tries not to be too controlling with him. She's a social butterfly and caring towards her friends and family, though don't expect her to put up with too much. Age 25, species goat. Height 186 centimeters, 6'1". Olivia's boyfriend and local stoner, the coolest go around. Easygoing, laid back, he's very easy to be friends with. Just watch out for his jokey jokes. They might get you at the least opportune time or just annoy you. He's also smarter than he looks. Just don't jump to conclusions. Gravel gave way to weathered wooden planks. Underneath the ground gave way to dark water. The waves splashing and frothing against the thick support beams. Hey, there you two are. Ahead of us, Olivia and Gavin were waiting at the end of the pier. The female orca's arms wrapped around the goat. Man, you got churros and didn't think to buy a couple for us. Oh, sorry. Can't believe it, Via. Little bro here don't love us. Another snorted out chuckle from the goat. Kidding. They good. Well, then, what's you think about grabbing a couple on our way back? Our way back up, babe. Sure. They're way better than here than the ones we got at Manny's that one time. As the two orcas and the goat bantered with one another, I stuffed the rest of my churro into my mouth and stared out at the open water ahead of us. Deep breaths in, out. Ignore the tension gathering in your chest and shoulders and jaw. Breathe. Stand still and just breathe. Rex, are you okay? Huh? I glanced over. Owen and Olivia were both looking at me, brows furrowed and concerned. Gavin was looking over too, but I couldn't see his eyes behind the dark lenses of his glasses. Ignoring a brief tightening of the tension between my shoulder blades, I let out a soft cough and nodded. Yeah, I'm fine, just thinking. Owen looked down at his suffering feet at that. You sure? You're not looking so hot. Yeah, you're looking a little green about the gills, dude, which is weird, because you ain't a fist. What? Here, wait, why don't you come sit down? We can just chill for a while, maybe chat some more. Yeah, come on, little bro. Williquan the goat lowered himself to the ground and scooted forward to hang his legs off the edge of the pier. Bit of a drop to the water, so no sluicing, unfortunately. But the water's still fine, even if you can't feel it. With a quiet huff, Owen lowered himself to sit on the pier too, folding his legs under himself. Olivia, meanwhile, kneeled down behind Gavin and wrapped her arms around him from behind. With a sigh of contentment, the goat leaned back into her brace. Part of me hesitated, but I finally moved to join them. Settling in next to Owen, hanging my legs over the edge, like Gavin, focusing on slowly swinging them back and forth while keeping my attention on the others, not on the water below me. So, this place is pretty nice. Yeah, it's even better around this time of the year. Don't have a bunch of people out on the beach, so it's a lot more peaceful. You've never been out here before? No, I usually just stay home. Olivia let out a soft, knowing laugh at that. Sweet parents, huh? I sat up a little straighter, stared at the female orca. Yeah, I guess you could say that. She nodded, her embrace around Gavin tightening just a bit. Yeah, me and Owen can relate. I gaze wandered to the male orca. He nodded briefly, meeting my gaze briefly before looking away. I see. Anyway, yeah, it's great to just come out here to get some of the fresh sea air every so often. The water's so pretty this time of day, where you can see the sunset. I chanced to glance out over the water. The sun was slowly sinking over the horizon, turning the sky a brilliant orange. Streaks of purple and pink highlighted the scant clouds way up high. One last blaze of glory, the boldest and brightest of all swan songs. The words came out in a half murmur, low and quiet. I blinked and looked over to Owen. What was that? Oh, Gavin Gwen, laughing as he spoke up. That was pure poetry, little bro. Uh, thanks, I try. Hey, what I say? There is no try. Mm-hmm. He glanced over at me, quick and sighed. He shifted a bit, readjusted his legs underneath himself. He nibbled on his churro, then looked over at me again. I smiled, reaching over to pat him on the shoulder. I liked it. It sounded good. Thanks. We spent the next short while like that, just appreciating the fresh air, the sunset, and one another's company. Vibing, as Gavin had so eloquently put it. The pair cuddling together while I shifted a bit closer to Owen, close enough for my shoulder to brush against his every so often. I kind of regretted scarfing down my churro, and not just because of the twinging in my stomach. The vibe seemed perfect for just munching or something while enjoying the banter. Maybe it was their voices and smiles, or maybe it was the peace and quiet of the growing evening getting me relaxed. But for that short while, I forgot all about the water under behind and all around me. I sat there beside Owen, looking from the male orca to the female one, then to the goat, swinging my legs and feeling content. It caught me somewhat off guard when Owen suddenly looked over at me and pinched an expression on his face. What's up, man? Instead of answering, he turned to Olivia and cleared his throat with a quiet cough. Hey, Olivia, I've been thinking. A dangerous pastime, little bro. The male orca snorted, but otherwise ignored the goat. Do you think Mom and Dad would be okay with Rex coming over tomorrow? That's kind of short notice. I know, but I was hoping that maybe. He paused, took a deep breath, and then, could you help me convince them? That's kind of a big ask, but if you do keep quiet about me hanging out here with Gavin, promise, please. Gavin shifted the female orca's embrace, craning his neck to look over at her, over the ridge of his sunglasses, one his brows perked upward. Alright, fine. Hopefully Mom's not too shitty of a mood. Thank you. And sorry. Yeah, it's fine. We should probably get going, though. I'm just supposed to be driving you back home, maybe stopping on a few personal errands after all. She relaxed her arms and stood back up with a quiet grunt. Owen and the goat did the same, the latter stretching a bit, before wrapping one of his arms around the female orca's waist. The male orca, meanwhile, looked down at me with a side sheepish look. Do you want to come over tomorrow? We were saying we wanted to plan something out, but if you'd rather go somewhere else or something, then, nah, I think I'd like that. I don't really have any other plans, so, other than studying, reading, or trying to find some other way to pass the hours. Thank you, Olivia. Oh, don't thank me just yet. Now, come on, let's get out of here. Yeah, and remember, little bros, I was never here. A playful grin, the goat wiggled his fingers at us and let out a wavering "oh," then jogged away to catch up to Olivia. The pair held hands while making their way up the path together, their sights set on the vendor stall. Well, let's go. Owen finished off the rest of his churro, then the two of us moved to follow the female orca and goat, the crunching of gravel underfoot the only sounds between us. I looked out over the rest of the beach, where a few last stragglers were still enjoying the waves, up to the darkening sky above us, ahead to Olivia and Gavin, then over to Owen. Down to the orca's hand, and then away. Sighing awkward eye. I almost flinched away and apologized when he stifled up, eyes wide and sad as he looked over at me, then down to our intertwined hands. But then after he took a deep breath and let it out slowly, he squeezed my back. Is this? Yes, it's, okay. Okay, just wanted to be sure. The white parts of his face were slowly flushing a light rosy pink. but still he didn't try to tug his hand out of my grasp or pull away from me. Just as the tension was starting to bleed out of my shoulders, we caught up to Olivia and Gavin. Owen did slip his hand out of mine then, with a quick, apologetic glance. The goat grinned, but didn't say anything. Olivia looked from Owen to me and back again, but didn't say anything either. The pair just resumed their conversation, something about someone named Ian, who was apparently a massive asshole, while continuing to lead the way to the car. Again, Owen and I followed in silence, my face burning hot under my scales, his a vibrant shade of pink, both of us sharing an occasional lingering glance with one another. The wide bachelor line complex was just as muted. Olivia remembered where I lived from Monday and put the address of her phone to follow GPS. When we arrived, I bade them both farewell. The female orca was polite and the goat was surprisingly quiet, but they both smiled and nodded to me as I prepared to climb out of the back seat. Before I did, though, Owen promised to text me as soon as he got the okay from his parents for me to visit their home the following day. I spent the entire night grabbing a bite of dinner, showering, settling into bed, looking forward to it. Mr. Baby. This bill adds day 5 of Owen's route to the game. Rex and Owen studied at the library, tested 30 things with each other. Then they also met Charlie the cheetah, who looks to join the two in their study sessions. Also fun jacking off times. So what to think of this day? Oh God. I didn't see any of that stuff though. We didn't make any of those choices though. You know, those lewd choices. Now do me a favor and rate the game if you haven't. I'm kinda obliged to ask you this since you like it so much. What do you think of Owen? There was certainly more to him than meets the eye. You made the aquatic mammal quite fond of you. That's a good sign of things to come. I also see you're quite interested in getting the ball rolling between Owen and Brendan. That ball being your body being squished. Join Shelley's page to get early access to new builds and other benefits such as a guide, commentary, work in progress, art, and the higher tiers. Just click on the right button on the left to become a patron. So Shelley's on another break. I wonder what's going on in his life. Seems like Shelley is planning big things for the future. Let the man cook. Today's fan art is by Heiko00035. Here he is. It's Owen again. How cute. Make sure to let Shelley know on Twitter, Itch.io, or Discord if you have any fan content related to any of his games, be it fan art, news, or whatever. Tell Shelley to get Ball Children Bloom out hiatus. It's getting a little lonely. Today's world is a FSBDDBBLG is number 15. Partisans are the most likely to get backstabbed, whereas the unfaithful will never get grabbed. Partisans are the most likely to get backstabbed, whereas the most unfaithful will never get grabbed. Don't think too much about this rule. You'll find out the meaning of this rule on your own. You're a smart kid and you can do it. It's not good to believe in lies, as it might cause friction with more reasonable in your life. And I'm finished. I'm going to leave things like this. Love you, sexy peoples. Okay, so that was a nice update. I'm just getting to know each other more, and we got to meet Owen's sister and her boyfriend, and they're making lewd choices. So I don't know what he meant when he said, "Oh God." Well, I said I loved it, but I don't know. Maybe I still say I liked it, but anyway. Hopefully things will be alright for Rex if his parents decide to let him come to their home. You know, hopefully there won't be any issues, with Rex and Owen's parents, because it kind of, I may be wrong, but I can kind of tell where it might be going, They might ask Rex questions about his life, and they may not like the fact, well, anyway, they might say some things that they don't like. What I'm saying, let's say that they might say some things that might not make Rex comfortable or might upset him, but like kids and having dinner and the parents are asking Rex questions, kind of like stuff like that, meeting their parents, your friends' parents, and kind of like sort of like when we first see Camille's father, he has some he has some views that are kind of bigoted, about gays and stuff like that. So if you watch Camille's route, you know what his views are. So I wonder if something like that's going to happen when we meet Owen's mother and especially his father, and they might have some prejudiced views like that, Anyway, it was a nice little update, just Owen and Rex and his sister's boyfriend and all of them just enjoying the ocean. No emotional roller coasters and all that stuff. Just a chill update. Alright, so her boyfriend reminds me, like, he's kind of like, these urban people, like how they talk and, how they dress and all that, kind of like urban or hip hop kind of like people, Alright, so that was By Your Hands, Day 5 for Owen. Like what was mentioned at the end of the update, the creator's going on another hiatus, so I guess it won't be until next year until we continue with Owen, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Bye.